Parasyte the Maxim, episode 15, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I really like this episode. I thought it was a pretty cool episode that had a very interesting reveal by the end of it because it was really surprising. I didn't think that there were three in one body. I really thought that, they had three, and this just happened to be the one that found them because this guy, or this parasite, I guess, for whatever reason, had a lot of training and like all the expressiveness and stuff. I don't know if that comes from three parasites just being collectively in one body, or if it's one parasite that's in control of the mind, because it has two arms. So I would assume that there's one parasite in the head and then there are two in the arms as well. And I would I guess I'm wondering, because they've never really done it before. They mentioned like, oh, it could happen, but does that mean that there were two other humans that were attached to other parasites, and then those people got killed, and the parasites chose to join them? Or, well, maybe they didn't have a choice, but they couldn't. The body couldn't hold on, so the human host was killed, and then those two parasite arms were attached to this new body. So that could be the case. I don't really know, but by the way, it's very exciting to see how this is going to play out. And I once again I watched it in Japanese. I didn't have to this time, but I decided just to do it because I didn't go back home. So I was like, screw it, I'll just watch it online. And I really want to see this next episode, but I am going to wait until the weekend. But I really love the way that this one ended. I like this new character. I forgot what they call it. They said his name like one time, but I like this new character. He was very interesting. Um, Not super fast. That was something like even Shinichi mentioned. Like, yeah, I thought he'd be faster. They're supposed to maximize, the host body's potential. So he should be really fast. And I don't know once again if that's like three parasites trying to control the entire body at once, or if it is just this one parasite that controls, I guess, the head directly down, and then the arms are controlled independently, or what. But it was interesting, and I just like the way that they did it. Migi, of course, goes to sleep, so Shinichi's on his own, which I thought was very interesting, and I like the way that they did that, where he's like, I got far away, he took the taxi, and then this guy just comes right out, and he's like, crap. And then he takes off, and it's like they basically just mimicked exactly what he did. He got a ride, he hopped off, he got out of the truck, and then the other truck passes him, and then they just hop right off the back, and he's like, crap. And I don't know if they were right there or what. I guess they just knew because this parasite is just really smart or something. I don't really know. But they just knew what to do. So that was pretty interesting. Um, the one guy who was playing the piano in his underwear, which was very funny when they revealed that, because I didn't think they were going to show someone playing at all. I thought it was just the music, and then it's like, oh, he's playing the piano in his underwear. But he does mention, when he mentions the guy, he's like, oh, he just needs more practice, and they show him, like, crack his hand. I thought his hand was going to transform right there, so I guess there are multiple. I guess he's, like, the main one, because the guy mentions, like, oh, I'd like for you to take care of this, but if the other guy wants to do it, then he can. And, the guy playing the piano says that, and it's like, he needs more practice anyway, so let him do it, because I'm already, like, 100%, I know how to do it perfectly. So I thought that was interesting. It also adds like a little hierarchy, like a tiny bit. But it shows that this isn't the first time. Like, he's done it, the guy that was playing the piano has done it, and then he's teaching another, I guess technically three parasites how to do it as well. So it's very interesting. I don't know if it's going to end up being the hive mind thing where they're all controlling the brain, but I would assume that they can't be because of what we've seen before. And, only one parasite can occupy the brain at one time. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to win this fight. We might get an example, kind of like the flashbacks we got in this episode of Shinichi doing something a little extraordinary, but that was also a one-on-one type of thing, and this counts as, it's 3-on-2, but all three have like insanely super speed, and Shinichi, even Migi, wouldn't be able to really defend against all three, I would assume. So, or even two, really. We'll have to see how that plays out. But I'm really looking forward to it. They're gonna have to like take off and, I don't know, pick up a rock and do the launching the rock thing again. I don't know, but it should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I really, really want to watch the next episode right now, but I'm not gonna do that. But I'm really looking forward to it for sure. This was a very fun one. The music was really interesting too. Like when Shinichi was on the run, I think it was during, I want to say when he got to like the bridge and everything, when he got out of the taxi and he started running, it was like some 70s style music or something. It was really funny. It was like a black exploitation film type music, and it was just like, like an old school chase scene. And I really thought that was funny. Like it didn't fit at all to me. Like he kind of fit. It didn't like completely throw me off. But I was like, this music sounds like it belongs to like an old, cheesy 70s film or something where they're doing like a crazy chase scene. So I thought that was pretty funny. It was just something that caught my attention, but I did like it. Um, but it was kind of like that. It was pretty funny. But I enjoyed the chase. I thought it was actually very cool, especially with Shinichi being on his own for such a long time. Even though we don't really get to see that, it kind of jumps 2 hours, and then the taxi thing happens. Then he gets a ride with the old guy, and then it's like, oh, 2 more hours. So we don't really see him on the run or anything. And basically, he just got a taxi and took off, and then got in the truck and took off. So not much really happened there, but I like the way that they did it. I like the fact that Shinichi was freaking out when he got in the car, because it's like, he's like, it's this old guy, a parasite, and then he looks at the dog. It's like, is the dog a parasite too? And he was just freaking out, so he had to get out of the car. So I like that. We have the PI again in this episode. Early on, he quits. He gives up. He's like, I sent another. You basically, I had another PI follow this guy. He gets killed in the basement. Shinichi totally screwed up saving that woman too. I felt like he could have easily saved her if he waited until the parasite was about to kill her. I don't know if that would have been the best example or what, but obviously telling her to like just run wasn't the greatest idea, because of course parasites have a crazy range plus super speed, and it was just like boom. And as soon as she took off running, I was like, she's not gonna make it out of this basement. And he just pierces straight through her and she's done. And I was like, he really should have waited, like Migi said. And when he was like, once he changed, because that's like the only time they move at normal speed is when they seem to move the head around and stuff. But once they're in like attacking position, they're like super speed. So as it was transforming, he should have gone at it or something, because it knew it was there. It was just like, why is it hiding over there? Whatever. And then it was just talking with the woman because it was about to eat her. So I felt like he really could have saved her, but he totally screwed up. Like, it's a monster, just take off in that direction, and he didn't really do anything. And because I would have ran right towards it as I was saying that, and tried to do something. But ultimately, she gets killed. He and me do work together to take out the creature, or take out that parasite. But I don't know. That was just an interesting moment. I was like, I felt like he really could have saved that woman if he waited instead of jumping in like right in the middle, kind of out of nowhere. But, he does that, so he kills the parasite. She doesn't get saved. The PI decides he's going to give up because he's in over his head, which I don't know how he wouldn't have realized that before, but he didn't, apparently. And I knew when they first had the guy who was like, yeah, she met with a guy, who do you want me to follow? I knew he wasn't going to follow Tamiya, because I'm like, he's going to end up following the wrong person. And of course, that's what happens. He follows the guy and then gets him killed. And he may have died anyway if he followed. If he did the opposite. It was like, considering they're both parasites, man or woman, he would have been destroyed, I'm sure. But I don't know, it's kind of a bad idea. And I'm wondering what he knew, because I'm sure the guy didn't tell him, like, yeah, these are those monsters that have killed people, and I've seen it, and they can, move at like super speed and stuff like that. I'm sure he didn't tell that guy. It's just like, investigate these two people, and of course he's been busted, because I don't know how they knew that it was the PI, but I guess it's fairly obvious. Like, somebody was following me, and I had to kill him. It's like, oh, well, I happened to hire this PI who got attacked by Shinichi. He's probably onto us now. So he got himself busted, and he probably still will end up dying, because they don't give a crap about him. Shinichi is somewhat protected. He can still be killed, but at least his body's safe. The PI is probably going to get wiped out in these next couple of episodes. It might not be the next one, depending on how long Shinichi and Migi have to go up against this, triple parasite or whatever. But I feel like he's still going to show up. I don't think he's just going to be, out of the series. Shinichi does mention the other investigators or one of the investigators at least, that's kind of onto him a little bit. And ultimately it doesn't matter, because I was like, he's like, you could kind of go to them and kind of put the word out there. And me like, we're on the tape and all this stuff. I was like, you can just blur people's faces, like that should be easy. But it didn't matter. The guy was like, it's fine. I give up. Just destroy this. I'll destroy all the evidence. I'm in over my head. I got a wife and kid, as if I haven't been totally found out. He should have known, honestly, as a private investigator, he should have known if the person he had telling one of the parasites got destroyed, that it's going to get traced back to him, because there are only like 2 PIs that would be doing that. One of which, Ryoko knows, or Tommy, I just always say like the names, I always pick one at random, but she knows who she hired, and it's just like, he should know as a private investigator that no matter what he does, if it's like, I'm just gonna back away from this, that he's screwed no matter what, because I'm not gonna go after some monster and then be like, well, I'm out of it now because they'll totally leave me alone. He's screwed, so I'm sure he'll end up at least having to fight somehow against some of the parasites or something, but I still feel like he's going to come back and he's not going to be surviving to the end of this series. But I certainly enjoyed this episode. Definitely want to know what you guys thought about it, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I definitely want to know your initial impressions on this 3-in-1 parasite. I think it's very interesting. It has, it laughs and stuff. It laughed when it fell off the truck and everything. Not as fast, so there are definitely some questions there if it's, slower because there's 3 parasites in one and they're, even in a small aspect working against each other or something, I don't know. But a lot of questions in there, but I certainly love it. I know they'll survive, but I'm very excited to see how in the world they're gonna find their way out of this one. So I'm really looking forward to it. But like I said, I definitely want to know what you guys thought about this episode and what you guys are thinking about for the next one with this 3-in-1 parasite. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.